that meant RecKLesS Server 1. At this time, it had been, I believe. Oh yeah, one thing that's worth mentioning. So, RecKLesS Server 8, when I had started that server, you probably saw that there was only 2 couples that were actually in the ice rink. And that's because Candace and I weren't together at that time. We hadn't gotten together until January 24th, 2013. But this is just about early February that we started RecKLesS Server time. And I was very, happy and infatuated with Candace. And so, fun fact, the server's name is Candle, which is technically Candace and I's couple name. What I wanted to do with the server was essentially do a RecKLesS Server 1 remake. That had been 2 years prior, 2011, this is 2013, so a year and a half, 2 years essentially, between those two. And so, what I do is I hype everyone up, and I find this great plain, great green plain, and find plenty of trees and everything like that. And I carve and flatten an entire piece of land and just make it green. But then after that, I'm like, alright, I need to get started. So, this is the dirt fort. This is the dirt fort that I recreated in order to make with everyone, and I made it as flashy and beautiful as possible. If you love the aesthetic, so do I. So I tried to make all the rooms somewhat similar, Didn't want to make anything too far from the beginning, but also wanted to show that there was progress. This actually, a bunch of different vegetation, and then up here we used to be lava, but I used glowstone for lighting instead because it's not as damn dangerous. This is Greg's greenhouse, as you probably remember. He filled it completely with trees. I'm not even sure how he did that. This is the jacuzzi, but I made it much nicer. And a poolside bar, and nice little tanning beds, umbrellas, whatever you want. On the server, though, I never did have a house. You want to see my house? This is my house. Literally all these furnaces, literally all these chests. Day in, day out, this is exactly what I used every single day as I made everything. And so, there were no regrets. I honestly like the aesthetic of all these chests and furnaces, because this is really me. I'm not about flashy houses or anything. I'm about flashy projects. And that's exactly what I accomplished. So, as you might remember, there was the tree house. And that is right over here. Fun fact, as soon as we started the server, we kind of just dug down here. Immediately found an abandoned mine shaft. As soon as we started the server, me and Tyler started the server, and Greg got there 10 minutes later, got upset with us for not waiting for him for 10 minutes, even though we told him to get on. And he decided to go into the abandoned mine shaft without us. That cunt. So this is the new and improved treehouse, and there's not much to it other than, it being a gigantic ass tree. But yeah, mind you, this is all on survival. On peaceful, but on survival. So I worked nice and hard on all this. And again, mind you, only RecKLesS Server 8 was ever creative. This is the big ass tree that I made myself. And I know it doesn't look much like a tree per se, but I really like it. This is the nether portal, made it nice and purdy, has a nice design and everything like that. And this is the top of the dirt fort. And I made it as welcoming as possible so everyone could live on top here again. Now, this is the way leading up to the dirt fort, which you could climb up on this stairway and everything. And so you fly up here. This is Joseph's house. Very nice house. And here, Joseph really bloomed as someone who can build. He used to build more basic things and everything like that, more minimalistic, but he really put in effort here. What is here? Josh's side. Oh yeah, I believe he split this house with Josh. Man, Joseph and Josh always like lived together. Now that I think about it, or at least beside each other. But this was Joseph and Josh, I believe. Again, Joseph Rush wasn't around at this time. This is my tree sanctuary again, guys, and much prettier, much better than before. This is the pool side jump. Fun fact: RecKLesS Turtle, Geo, a friend of the RecKLesS at the time, somehow jumped in here into this water and died. How? How do you jump into water and die? Only he knows. And that is what he's known for. This is Greg's house. And he actually made it really cool. Here's his sky deck where he enchants and does all his magic. You go up here and you see a Triforce, which Greg obviously made because of his love of Zelda. This is an enchantment table, which I would say is poorly made considering that these aren't enough bookshelves to get you to 30. And this is his corridor into his maze thing. Essentially, you find your way to the end of it and you get like some diamond loot or something like that. Pretty cool. I'm not gonna bother trying to get through it because of the fact that it's tedious. This is Juan's room, which is pretty impressive. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. You know what? I'll go through Labyrinth to see how I do. If I suck, I will destroy everything, Greg. Everything that you love. Let's go ahead and read what it said. Greg's room, Labyrinth. If you turned here means you want a challenge. A. This game is meant for 3 or more people. Oh damn, I don't qualify. Objective B, pit against the other players to win. Read the signs with accuracy. Once you leave, you can't return. Damn, Greg. No breaking blocks. PvP allowed. No outside items allowed. Leave it all at your home and play hard. May your eyes be sharpened by an iron restriction. What, Greg? Okay. But you go through here. Important. May you find the blocks with ease. Oh, okay. Greg, you've always been Greg, and you're never gonna stop being Greg. Not end as with, not okay. Hold on. Only one will prevail through your trial. Will not end as with a simple decision been made. Greg, what? Here or here? So what? What do you? There's only. Oh yeah, you have to go through the Nether and stuff to do all that. But I'm not gonna worry about that. But that's essentially Greg's Labyrinth and this over here is RecKLesS Turtle's house. He was in the process of building it, never finished. Not very impressive. This was the top of the thing. Oh. And Diego has hit his balls, I believe. Yeah, he hit his balls. Poor guy. Now down here is two underground systems. One is to the battle fort, as I did in RecKLesS Server 1, and one is to the end portal, which is the first time for us. I think this... Actually, okay, this is to the end portal, which I'll just go through very quickly to show you how hard we worked. I was the commander of the project, and everyone just kind of put blocks where I told them to. You know how it is. CJ's the only one who knows what he's doing. Anyway, if you ride this minecart, it's actually an achievement rail. So, we also had this achievement rail as well. Someone put that random cobblestone block there to fuck with people. It got annoying. But anyway, you arrive at the end portal. I'm not going to go into the end right now because there's no purpose in me doing so, but I will go back. So, you guys riding any good trains lately? This one is, pretty okay. Like I told you, I Did Your Mom is the pinnacle of my comedy career. Okay, we're approaching the end of the tunnel. And we're out. Let me get out. Okay. So that was the way to the Ender Portal. Very proud of that achievement. And then down here is the way to get to the Battle Fort. Now, the Battle Fort obviously is not honestly that functional, especially if you know how to just kill, you know. But it was still something I needed to recreate. Because I wanted to keep the authenticity of recreating Server 1. And here were beds and all that kind of stuff. And we could just come to the top here and arch if we wanted to. And you also get a beautiful view. Over here was my watermelon patch. And then I remember, okay, I feel really bad for this. I was going to build a big ass mansion for my own house. It never happened because of the fact that I lost interest in the server at the very last minute. But this, I believe, was like Tyler's place, by the way. He lived here, building like a labyrinth underground. I'm just gonna work my way out. Alright. But this was going to be it was going ideally to be a mansion, and it's going to be a rich person's place to live. Let me check the time of day real quick. Alright, it's midday. I'll just show it now. It looks more beautiful at night. But here is the mansion garden that I made. And here, I made a big old fountain. I made big watercolor fountain thingies on the sides. And when we slayed the Ender Dragon, I put that here. I made little swings, little seats and stuff like that, so you can just, you know, explore the garden, chill. Very fancy and all that kind of stuff. I had Joseph and Josh help me carve out this piece of land before I decided to not do this. Fun fact, while I was building this area right here that I'm so fond and proud of, I actually, that night, had to stop because Joseph, Greg, and James actually needed help with the buried Easter egg. I forgot who it was. I believe it was RecKLesS Turtle who had to get offline. So because of that, they needed help. And I tagged in, and we stayed up till 8 a.m. that night doing it. That was a very, very fun night. Oh, sorry, 8 a.m. that morning doing that. And I will show you the creme de la creme, the thing that I'm most proud of, that I've worked the hardest on in this server. Peacefully and safely, because of the fact that when you're in the Nether, you ideally don't want to be blown up by gas and everything that's trying to kill you. You know, gas, blazes, you name it. And so I built travel systems like this that looks very, very nice. And I built something I called the Nether Gauge. In RecKLesS Server 1, we never successfully built a base, but here I did. So much of everything that I had to put into this. Luckily, we played on peaceful, but this was designed for when we had to go on difficulty to farm, we wouldn't die. Fun fact, this place was so big, it's so big that actually, when you play on difficulty, gas can spawn inside. So my nether cage didn't stop gas, but it was still a really, really cool thing. Here in the nether, it was designed so you can go ahead and, you know, do things, whatever you needed to do here at the base, and then be on your way. At the top of another cage, we just kind of has like a star-ish, shuriken-ish kind of look going on. Down here, you can travel out to over here, this part. Trust me, I had to get so much nether brick. By the way, this was while working on this. Fun fact: one of the things that was happening while I was doing this was one of the first RecKLesS movie nights, and that night everyone was trying to watch like a Sharknado, or like a shark horror movie at the time, but it was like a bad one, like one of those bad ones, you know. I made my travel system go into the Nether Fortress. That way we could go to the blaze spawner and stuff like that. But overall, I was extremely proud of this. Absolutely fantastic. Another fun fact, while I was building this was when Xbox actually announced that summer that they would be starting the Games with Gold program, and the first game was Fable 3, and we had so much fun playing Fable 3. I remember I accidentally killed a woman, and I was like, okay, everyone's gonna see me as a bad guy anyway, might as well murder her. Tower, so if you need to enchant, here you go. If you needed furnaces, here you go. If you needed blaze, if you needed to brew, here you go. And if you wanted to play music, there you go. Now at the top here was just the top, but it was a nice view. As far as I can think, that's all I can remember for RecKLesS Server 10. As always, if I remember anything, I'll let you know. But this was very fond memories. And this server was magical to me. And I'm so glad it happened. I remember up here actually, one night, me and Greg talked for 3 hours straight, from like 1 to 4 a.m. And I was just talking to him, and we were just having a brother-to-brother conversation, talking about emotions, stuff like that. And we got a closer friendship right over here, you know. Just walking and everything, talking. You know, when you play a video game and you're just walking around as you're talking to someone, doing the same exact thing, but it still feels like you're playing the game, in a way, you know? And as I was telling you before, this place looks beautiful at night. I'm grateful for these times, and although this is not the last server, this is the second to last server, so RecKLesS Server 11, the very last RecKLesS server there was on Xbox, is going to be up next. See you there.